This video is hopefully going to be a little bit different than most of the content I've been putting out recently. This is going to be a short form video. My goal is to try to keep these to 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes at the most. I'm generally going to be looking at Ravens passing concepts and Lamar Jackson throws, decisions, reads, progressions, etc. In one-play scenarios, and in some cases 2 plays. So, and I will provide some what I think is some insight, some historical thoughts about how teams have covered Lamar Jackson, how teams have used their coverages to try to stop Lamar Jackson. Historically, the first 2 plays that I'm going to show in this video is going to be from 2019. And you may say, well, Coach, that's not applicable. I actually agree that it is. After a conversation I had with Jason on Huddle It Up Films last night, near the end of a podcast that he did, and he allowed me to join, which is very gracious, we started to talk about the coverages that some of the young wide receivers for the Ravens are going to see. And do they deal well with certain coverages? And both of us kind of had an epiphany a little bit, like, hey, we're not going to see those coverages. Some of those coverages being press man, certain other things, the Ravens don't see those coverages. Not now. All right, this is a 2nd and 5, as you saw earlier. It's an empty formation. We got Marquise Brown down here as the number 1. Then we've got Hurst, Andrews, and I think that's Boykin there in the slot. The Patriots under Bill Belichick, and even dating back to when he was with the Giants and the Broncos, they play a lot of man-free in certain situations, typically third down situations, and they're playing man-free here. What man-free typically involves is man coverage on all receivers, which is what you've got here, a free safety in the middle of the field who's free, and then a low hole dropper, someone who's fitting in in between the 2 hashes and allowing you to defend crossers and stuff like that. Now, that's the exact concept that hits here, but really it's a Z under concept by Marquise Brown. It's a nice job, if you ask me, of Lamar first looking to his left where Andrews is, so trying to move this inside linebacker with his eyes. I think Lamar's really good at moving linebackers and second-level players with his eyes. Not as good at moving third-level players with his eyes. Not as consistent with it anyway. So the cool thing about this is you're getting a vertical stem by Hurst, like a wheel-type fade release from the slot here by Boykin. And what that's doing is creating a funnel for Marquise Brown's defender. I'll let this develop a little more. So it's creating a funnel. It's forcing him to go over the top of this, and the timing doesn't work out there, or go underneath of this, but over top of Boykin. And you can see he cannot defend Marquise Brown. There's just too much depth there. If he'd been in a press man situation, okay, yeah, maybe it would have worked because he would have disrupted Brown's flow. It's also possible that Brown would have been even more wide open because in a press situation, if Marquise Brown had been able to win to the inside, you can see that Boykin would have rubbed this defender right here even more so than he not interfered with him, than he got in his way and disrupted him. Now, cool concept, and it's one of the things the Ravens have done many times to try to defeat man coverage. Are we as good at it as other teams? And when I say it, I mean manipulating man coverage with picks and rubs. No, we are not. You can see post-snap from the end zone angle. It's a 4-man rush, like I described, typical man-free. The Ravens under Wink Martindale played a little bit different version of man-free, but we would blitz 5. You can see Lamar is looking off the inside linebacker, Donta Hightower, trying to get him to hedge in this direction, or, if he's not there in any case, and then this window is open, go ahead and fire the ball in here to Andrews. In this case, he chose not to go to Andrews, comes back to Brown late. Timing worked out really good. Huge gain on a 2nd and 5, all right? Second play that I'm going to go over. Again, I'm intentionally making this video short. It's not designed to be comprehensive of all coverages the Ravens see. It's not designed to be comprehensive of everything that happened in that football game. We're just looking at certain things that Lamar Jackson has done, the Ravens' passing attack has done against particular coverages. This one here today is focusing on both situations, man-free, against the Patriots in 2019. And I will, in the next couple of days, show another video of the Patriots still playing man-free in third down situations against the Ravens in 2020. Here we initially line up in empty again. And this is Mark Ingram out here as the outside receiver on the back side of empty. And they've walked out a linebacker. I think it's Jamie Collins, number 58, to cover him. So they're telling us that it's man-free. So Lamar brings him back in the box. We still got man-free. No one's moved. Ingram is going to slide out make a big reception on a 2nd and 11, get like a 12 or 13-yard gain. Cool concept. I'll let it run from the end zone angle, and then I'll talk about it again. This video's already gone on longer than I wanted it to, so my apologies there. Some of you guys have said in comment sections like, hey, coach, let the play run more, so I need to do that. End zone angle, you see that as Ingram comes back into the box, they're banjoing him. What that means is these two linebackers are responsible for him, depending on which way he goes. If Ingram had flared out to this side, presumably Jamie Collins would take him, and this linebacker right here would take the low hole. So he would stay in the middle of the field to help with crossers. That's not what happens. Ingram slides out over to the other side, and we get 2 pick or rubs. One here by Andrews, and the second one here by Hurst. So really cool design. Nice job by the Ravens of manipulating the man coverage because Belichick was somewhat predictable because we knew that's what we were going to get, or we had a pretty good idea. Once Lamar had it confirmed, he brought Ingram back into the box, and we manipulated them with the pick-rub concepts. Of course, we don't see a ton of man-free now. We just don't. We see a lot more quarters, a lot more off coverage by corners, especially the Bengals, the Bills, in the playoffs in 2020. Even the Titans. But you can see, and this is the last element that I'm going to cover, you can see the double pick here, or double rub, with Andrews and Hurst. And forgive, I hope the video quality isn't too bad for you guys. It looked bad on my screen. And you can see what's happening to this linebacker assigned to cover Ingram. He can't keep up because he's got to run over the top of one screen. And that's the way you do this when you have 2 screens or 2 picks. Make him go over the top of the first one. And then the second one, make him go underneath of. And there's just no way for him to keep up with the foot speed that Ingram has, even though he gives a hell of an effort and makes contact and almost makes a tackle. Video went on a little longer than I wanted it to. In the future, it's going to be generally one play, guys. If you have any plays you'd like to suggest that I look at that either evaluate what Lamar Jackson did or what the Ravens coaching staff did and the design did in terms of our passing routes, our concepts, and how we got things accomplished, let me know. This is designed to be a lot quicker, a lot shorter than the long-form content I've been putting out recently. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of the video ideas and how I could progress this further.